So today on Living in the PNW, we're here with local builder John Girod and David Korniyenko, and myself, Kevin Winkle, here to show you a little bit of the behind the scenes of this new neighborhood that's going up right now in the Vancouver Lake area.
Welcome to Vancouver Lake. It's a 23 lot, single family residential.
So John, this is one of your properties that's currently under construction. It's in one of the many stages before it gets finished. Can you tell us a little bit about this floor plan and kind of what makes this one special?
Yeah, we name our plans after coffee drinks. This one's the Frappuccino. Mascort Home Designs is our home designer, and this is one of their plans they've had for some time, and we've adjusted it for us. It's their #1 selling plan, this plan right here.
Oh,
for the single level homes. Been real good for us. And what's nice about it, you got kind of the great room where we're standing. There's some volume in the ceiling. So it punches bigger than what it is. It feels bigger than the roughly 2,200 square feet that it is. And so you got kind of the kitchen, dining, great room. Again, we customized for the clients. So instead of a bedroom here, she wanted a formal eating area here. This client's a single woman, late 60s, early 70s. She's got it exactly how she wants it. That's what we do with every client. So a single person's needs are different than a married couple. You can't really tell here, but we have no steps anywhere coming in and out of the house or into the garage. And you'll see in the master bathroom here, and as you come in here, this is the prep work for the tile, but we actually frame the floor lower. It's roughly 3 inches for the tile shower to go in. So that mud set is below the grade of the floor. But once we're done, this will be just an easy transition into the shower.
Wow, okay.
No tripping.
No tripping at all.
And we do the doors a little wider. They're either 32-inch minimum. That's the ADA for disabilities. It's good for any age. It's just a little bit better planning instead of just going with the old same old.
Right. So do you have the ADA standards built in through the...
You can't tell, but yes. And we've been doing it, they call it universal design. If you look that up, you'll see, but that's standard in every home that we do.
So John, this is a pretty unique development from what I can see. What drew you to this area? What's the big thing about this that's the big selling point?
The lake. It's hard to find any waterfront property in town.
Can you tell me a little more, what kind of homes are you building here in this development?
One thing about our buyer group, they've lived in homes. They know what they want. They don't want to buy something off the shelf, so we're full customization to get it down to the inch for them.
So what does that look like for them to work with you? At what point do you bring them in on the process?
Everything's pre-sold. We don't do spec homes. Come in whenever they can, and we'll work on the design of the home. They finance the homes. We're basically a general contractor for our clients on a custom basis. As we walk down here, there's a trail that will be finished here shortly. You know, a lot of our clients, they have pets. They can just come down here with their pet. They don't have to really go anywhere. Safe, secure area. And they've got a setting out here really like no other in town. It's a private park for them right here.
So single level luxury homes with the private park that are fully custom tailored to each individual.
That's right.
And it doesn't really get much better than that, does it?
No, it's unique.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And so lot sizes here, what are the sizes like on the lots?
8,000 to 10,000 square feet.
Okay, that's a pretty good sized lot. Lots of room for the dog to run around. Yeah.
And you can kind of see if you scan to the back of these homes, you really tie in the outdoor living. These have the lake views, but this is pretty common with all our plans. We're incorporating covered patios, outdoor kitchens, easily maintained yards. It's a unique spot here. This is the key selling feature, I think, for the community is right here.
Absolutely. Nothing more beautiful than a Cascadian view like this. People travel from all over the world to come and just look at these kind of things. And this is an opportunity to live here and see this every day.
Right in your backyard.
That's really something.
And if you're interested in home loan financing options for this neighborhood right here in Vancouver Lake or anywhere in the PNW, make sure to reach out to myself, Connor Webb. You can visit realtor.connorwebb.com for home loan financing options.
We saw in the other home you had a single person living in here. Here you have a single widow with the daughter, an adult daughter that's fully functional. They just wanted to live together, but the daughter wanted her own private space. So when you go on this side of the home, we'll show you it's a full accessory dwelling unit built into the home. Think of it as an apartment built in. And by looking at the home outside and inside, you can't tell it's here. So the surprise is right over here. So you've got the separate entrance from outside, a little kitchenette. This is a little kind of a great room.
Yeah.
And then the bedroom, bathrooms back there.
The huge vaulted ceilings and the beautiful exposed
Yeah.
beam. This really, to my eyes, it answers a big call that's out there right
Big.
now. With low inventory, with inflation being what it is, we have a huge need for multi-generational
Yeah,
living.
think of a twofer, right? So you got the mother-daughter combining to do this because things are expensive. And then you can tell with our customization, you can see what's happening even in these small spaces. The clients still want it their way.
Really?
So if I get a chance where people have a little courage to go forward, I really encourage them, instead of having a bedroom 3, actually do an accessory dwelling unit.
Right.
For the extra roughly 100 grand it takes, you get a lot more value for your money.
Absolutely.
So here's a daughter, mother, but think of other options. You could rent it. These kind of spaces we're seeing around $1,500 a month, but who can get into a top quality neighborhood for $1,500 a month? You can't.
Not at all.
But here you can. If I was to recommend anybody building a home, this is the way to do it. You gotta have it.
Yeah.
You'd be crazy not to.
It makes so much sense. From an investor standpoint, if you were going to buy like a single apartment unit to rent out that would get you $1,500 a month, it's going to cost you more than that 100.
You better believe it. It's the best deal going.
Yeah, it's going to
Yeah.
be $250,000 to $300,000
Oh, yeah.
just for that.
A lot of apartments are $300,000 to $600,000 now per
Yeah.
door. The locations that I look for, and it's kind of a not really the best thing to talk about, but it is true. In many cases, it's their last home.
Sure.
It means a lot to us, myself, and our people that work for me, is to make it the best we can for their last chapter. Every detail. That's what we focus on.
I mean, there's the term cookie cutter builder.
And we're not that.
It's out there. This is not that at all. This is about as far as you can get from it. Fully custom the whole way through, with the inhabitants really being thought about and cared for.
The detail. Yeah.
That's pretty big. So a lot of detail and a lot of thought has gone into this. Someone told me once, buy it right or buy it thrice. And so you can really see that a house like this has a higher value. You're not going to have to replace it or change it for your life needs, that it's able to actually change with you.
Throughout my career, I started in 1989, probably a little over 3,000 homes. And all that really says is I've learned all the dumb taxes paid.
Wow, 3,000.
Yeah, well,
Built
what you
3,000.
find is what works and doesn't work,
Yeah.
right? So our warranty costs post move-in is like minimal now. And you can't really say that for most builders. And a lot of it is the people you use. We use a lot better labor than the others, pay them more. And then the materials. So if you just took even like the trim corner boards here, these aren't wood, these are fiber cement. If you went around the windows, they're not wood, they're fiber cement. Why is that? Wood warps, twists, doesn't absorb the paint and keep the paint as long, and those just become repair items later.
Totally.
And if you take like our covered patios, you can see how these are just buttoned up, the lights are in, but this is bulletproof. A lot of patio covers you see, they don't really spend the money to do them right, and then you're gonna have headaches later. And let's face it, these are gonna be where the sun's at. That's why you have a cover, or the rain, so you might as well tie them together right so they're not a maintenance problem later.
Right, because building materials have a life expectancy, right? So
Everything does.
certain types of siding will be 20, 30 years, whereas a hardy plank fiber cement siding, when it's done correctly, is supposed to be up to 50 years.
That's why we aren't the lowest cost per square foot on the initial, but if you looked at over 10 years, we are the best value.
Exactly. Buy it right or buy it thrice. All the way in, all the way in. All right. Now, stopping right here, we are here in the Pacific Northwest. It's really interesting. This left half here, they consider themselves Cascadia. Most of Eastern Oregon and parts of Eastern Washington want to break off and become part of Idaho, so that's just some local silliness. But for the most part, we're going to focus today here around this Southwest Washington, Northwest Oregon area. One of my favorite areas to live is where I actually live, is right down here on the waterfront in Vancouver. You can see that the Columbia River runs through, and up here is Vancouver, down here is the greater Portland area. And what we're talking about today in specific is this little spot right here next to Vancouver Lake. Vancouver Lake is an amazing recreation site. Lots of hiking. There's the Frenchman's Bar hiking trail parking area where you can kind of go in between the Columbia River and Vancouver Lake right here. There's not a lot of housing on the edge of it, honestly. So having anything going in is remarkable. But this spot right here that's outlined, this is where the development is going in. And so as you can see right here, it's got pretty close proximity to the lake. There's going to be about 24 houses built in this area right here. What that's going to look like. So that area I showed you, these first ones have been done, and there's more coming in every day. I was just in there earlier today. You might see in the same video walking around in the neighborhood as they're developing these specific lots. Neighborhood kind of looks like this. Here you can see a view where you come in off the street, and these are the streets that they've laid. This was the first house that started being built, and there's just a whole bunch more going in. Now, this area back here is not going to be built. This is your own private park. So this Vancouver Lakeview neighborhood, this is all luxury homes. Okay, they're gonna start at about 850, 900 or so and go up from there. Probably up to about 1.5 unless someone really gets specific with the finishes, you know what I'm saying? So these are beautiful homes, really big, most of them single level homes. They are designed to be next level, completely modernized, everything that you need in the house.
So in this community, we have teamed up with John Girod, and we usually build out about 40 to 50% within his communities. He's a great partner of ours. He mostly does all the development side, and then we come in to do the spec building in his communities. So Northwest Home Builder Group is a group of builders that build between 3 to 5 homes a year. We collectively build about 40 to 50 homes a year. And the reason we built that group is because spec builders are like artists, right? Each artist has his angle of how he brings in his picture or whatever he's illustrating. Well, builders kind of have that artistic view too. And that's why John has partnered with us, because he does all his pre-sales. We do all spec builds. So they can visit northwesthomebuilder.com, scan the QR code, come to the community place here, or reach out to us directly.
So we'll make sure we'll have that phone line and the website, northwesthomebuildergroup.com, down in the description below. Make sure you click on that. Also, leave us a comment. Let us know what you think about this area. And if you can see yourself living next to a beautiful lake with a private park, make sure and leave that in the comments.